Visceral fat is not just belly weight. It is active inflammatory fat wrapped around your organs and, mainstream medicine rarely talks about shrinking it until it becomes diabetes, fatty liver, high blood pressure, or heart disease. Processed food culture feeds it. The pharmaceutical industry profits from managing the damage. But nature has always carried answers that work with the body, not against it. Today, you will learn the top 7 herbs that may help shrink visceral fat, support your metabolism, calm inflammation, and help your body reclaim control before this hidden fat steals your health. Think of visceral fat like a smoky fire burning deep inside the belly. You may not see the flames, but the smoke spreads everywhere. It reaches the liver, it reaches the blood vessels, it reaches the pancreas. It disturbs hormones, raises inflammation, and makes the body store even more fat. That is why visceral fat is different from the soft fat under the skin. Subcutaneous fat sits closer to the surface. Visceral fat hides deeper, around the intestines, liver, and organs. And when this fat becomes too active, it starts behaving almost like an unhealthy gland. It releases inflammatory chemicals. It interferes with insulin. It sends stress signals through the bloodstream. So what does that actually mean for you? It means your belly can keep growing even when you are not eating huge meals. It means your blood sugar can rise even when you think you are being careful. It means your liver can become overwhelmed even before you feel sick. This is where herbs become powerful, not because they magically melt fat overnight, but because certain plants contain compounds that speak the body's chemical language. Green tea contains catechins, especially EGCG, which may help the body burn fat more efficiently and support the breakdown of stored fat. Turmeric contains curcumin, a deep golden compound known for calming inflammatory pathways that keep fat cells swollen and stubborn. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde and polyphenols that help support insulin sensitivity, so sugar is less likely to be pushed into deeper fat storage. Ginger carries gingerols and shogaols, warming compounds that support digestion, circulation, and metabolic heat. Berberine-rich herbs like barberry contain berberine, a bitter yellow plant alkaloid that works on AMPK, one of the body's energy-sensing switches. Fenugreek contains soluble fiber and plant compounds that slow sugar absorption and help control appetite. Cayenne pepper contains capsaicin, the fiery compound that may increase thermogenesis, meaning the body produces more heat and uses more energy. Now listen carefully. These herbs do not work like a crash diet. They do not punish the body. They do not force starvation. They help correct the internal environment that allowed visceral fat to grow. That is the real mechanism. When inflammation drops, insulin works better. When insulin works better, the body stores less sugar as fat. When digestion improves, cravings become easier to control. When circulation improves, the body becomes more responsive. And when the body becomes more responsive, fat loss becomes less of a fight. Barbara O'Neill often teaches that the body is designed to heal when the right conditions are restored. Dr. Sebi taught a similar truth through the language of electric foods, alkaline plants, and removing what blocks the body. Different teachers, same root principle. The body is not broken. The terrain is polluted. And when you clean the terrain, the body begins to remember what it was designed to do. Your body is not struggling because you are weak. Your body is struggling because the modern world is designed to make visceral fat easy to gain and hard to lose. You wake up stressed. You rush through the day. You eat foods that were built in factories, not grown in soil. You sit longer than the human body was ever meant to sit. You drink coffee to push through fatigue. You eat late because the day owns you. Then mainstream medicine looks at the result and gives it a name, a pill, and a refill schedule. But it rarely asks why the fire started. You are told to count calories, but nobody talks about chemical additives. You are told to eat less, but nobody talks about insulin resistance. You are told to move more, but nobody talks about cortisol, sleep debt, liver overload, and processed acidic foods. You are told your belly fat is your fault, but the truth is deeper. The food system made cheap foods addictive. The medical system treats numbers, not roots. The supplement industry sells shortcuts, not restoration. And you are left trying to fix a biological problem with willpower alone. That is not healing. That is blame. Long-term stress raises cortisol. Cortisol tells the body to store more fat around the belly. Processed foods spike blood sugar. High blood sugar forces insulin to rise. When insulin stays high too often, the body becomes resistant. That resistance pushes more energy into fat storage. Sedentary habits reduce muscle activity. Muscle is one of the body's biggest sugar-burning tissues. When muscles go quiet, sugar stays higher. Then the liver has to deal with the overflow. Environmental toxins add another burden. Plastics, pesticides, artificial fragrances, heavy metals, and chemical residues can disturb hormones and detox pathways. Long-term pharmaceutical use can also affect digestion, liver function, nutrient levels, and metabolism depending on the medication. This does not mean every medicine is evil. It means the body is complex, and suppressing symptoms without restoring the terrain often leaves the root problem alive. Dr. Sebi's philosophy was direct. Remove the mucus-forming, acid-forming burden. Bring in plants. Bring in minerals. Bring in hydration. Bring in electric foods. Then the body gets a chance to cleanse, rebuild, and regulate itself. For visceral fat, that means you need more than a smaller plate. You need to lower inflammation. You need to support insulin. You need to wake up the liver. You need to improve digestion. You need to restore metabolic rhythm. That is why herbs work differently. They do not just attack the symptom, they help change the internal condition that allowed the symptom to grow. Now let's talk about what the research shows, without pretending every herb is a miracle. The strongest evidence for visceral fat starts with green tea catechins. A randomized trial published in Food and Function found that a catechin-rich green tea beverage taken for 12 weeks significantly reduced visceral fat area in adults with high visceral fat. That is important because the study did not just look at weight. It looked at the deeper belly fat that surrounds the organs. Another study led by Kevin Mackey found that green tea catechins, combined with exercise, helped reduce abdominal fat and improve triglycerides. The surprising part is this: green tea does not need to be extreme. It does not need to be expensive. It is one of the most ordinary drinks on earth, yet its catechins work at a cellular level that modern weight loss products try to imitate with fancy labels. Turmeric also has meaningful evidence. A 6-month study using 1,500 milligrams of curcumin per day found a significant reduction in visceral fat percentage and total body fat compared with placebo. The curcumin group saw visceral fat percentage drop, while the placebo group did not show the same improvement. A 2019 meta-analysis by Akbari and colleagues reported that curcumin intake was linked with reductions in body weight, BMI, waist circumference, and leptin, while increasing adiponectin. That matters because leptin and adiponectin are hormone signals connected to fat storage, hunger, and metabolic health. Cinnamon has also been studied. A systematic review and dose-response meta-analysis published in Clinical Nutrition found that cinnamon supplementation significantly affected obesity measures, including body weight, BMI, waist circumference, and fat mass. Another meta-analysis found cinnamon may reduce body weight, BMI, and waist-to-hip ratio. Now, cinnamon is not a magic fat burner. But when blood sugar swings are part of the problem, cinnamon becomes interesting because it may help the body handle glucose with less chaos. Berberine is more complex. Traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic practice, and many folk systems have used bitter yellow roots and barks for digestion, infections, and metabolic balance long before the pharmaceutical industry existed. Modern science is now catching up to part of that story. A multi-center randomized clinical trial published in JAMA Network Open tested berberine in adults with obesity and metabolic dysfunction-associated fatty liver disease. The study looked directly at visceral adipose tissue and liver fat. The results were not a fantasy. Berberine improved several metabolic markers, but the visceral fat reduction was not as dramatic as internet hype suggests. That honesty matters. Berberine can help the metabolic terrain, but it should not be sold as nature's Ozempic. That phrase is marketing, not truth. Ginger has evidence around inflammation, digestion, blood sugar, and thermogenesis. Fenugreek has evidence around glucose control, satiety, and slowing carbohydrate absorption. Cayenne pepper has evidence around thermogenesis and appetite signaling. But for these herbs, the direct human evidence on visceral fat specifically is still developing. So we say it honestly. Early research suggests they may support the conditions that help reduce visceral fat, especially when combined with food changes, movement, sleep, and lower sugar intake. Traditional knowledge fills another part of the picture. Ayurveda has used turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and fenugreek to kindle digestive fire, support circulation, and balance blood sugar tendencies. African and Caribbean herbal traditions have long used bitter plants, warming spices, and cleansing teas to support digestion and body composition. These traditions did not have MRI scans or metabolic labs, but they observed the body for generations. Modern science is now measuring what traditional people already understood. The belly is not separate from the liver. The liver is not separate from the blood. The blood is not separate from food. And food is not separate from medicine. Here is the part mainstream health culture does not like to say. There is no big profit in telling people to drink green tea, use turmeric correctly, walk after meals, and stop eating processed sugar. There is no monthly subscription in teaching someone to use cinnamon with breakfast instead of waiting for blood sugar to become a lifelong prescription issue. There is no billion-dollar patent on ginger tea. There is no exclusive drug license on fenugreek seeds. And that is the economic problem. A system built on repeat customers does not become rich by teaching root cause independence. The pharmaceutical industry makes money when symptoms become chronic. The processed food industry makes money when cravings become normal. The weight loss industry makes money when people fail repeatedly and come back for the next product. Even the supplement industry often takes natural medicine and turns it into another trap. They sell weak capsules. They use poor quality powders. They standardize the wrong compounds. They hide behind proprietary blends. They underdose the active ingredients. They charge premium prices for products that barely match what traditional healers used in simple kitchens and gardens. And natural medicine has been marginalized for a long time. In the early 20th century, organized medical interests pushed herbalists, midwives, eclectic physicians, and traditional healers out of legitimacy. Plant medicine became folk belief. Pharmaceutical medicine became modern science. But many drugs originally came from plants themselves. The issue was never whether plants work. The issue was who controls them, who profits from them, and who gets called credible. But here is what they cannot take from you. They cannot stop you from learning your body. They cannot stop you from choosing whole foods. They cannot stop you from using herbs wisely. They cannot stop you from walking after dinner, sleeping earlier, reading labels, or rebuilding your kitchen into a place of healing. The system may control the marketplace, but it does not own your discipline. It does not own your choices. It does not own your healing intelligence. And it does not own the plants that have served human beings for thousands of years. So, this protocol is built around 7 herbs that support the deeper conditions connected to visceral fat. You definitely do not need to take everything at once. That would be unnecessary, expensive, and honestly, hard on the body. Just start with 2 or 3. Build slowly. Watch how your body responds. And remember, visceral fat responds best when herbs work alongside clean food, daily movement, hydration, and sleep. Herb number 1 is green tea. Use loose leaf green tea or, if that's not available, high-quality tea bags. Heat 1 cup of water until it's hot, but not boiling aggressively. Let it cool for about a minute after boiling. Add 1 teaspoon of green tea leaves or 1 tea bag. Steep for 3 minutes only. Do not oversteep it, because bitter tea often means you damaged the taste and made it harder to drink consistently. Drink 1 cup in the morning and 1 cup before 3 p.m. Avoid drinking it late at night because the caffeine may disturb sleep. Herb number 2 is turmeric. Use organic turmeric powder or fresh turmeric root. For a simple turmeric drink, mix half a teaspoon of turmeric powder into 1 cup of warm water or unsweetened plant milk. Add a tiny pinch of black pepper because piperine in black pepper can greatly improve curcumin absorption. Add half a teaspoon of coconut milk or a few drops of olive oil because curcumin absorbs better with fat. Drink this once daily with food, not on an empty stomach if your digestion is sensitive. Herb number 3 is cinnamon. Use Ceylon cinnamon when possible, not large amounts of cassia cinnamon. Cassia cinnamon can contain more coumarin, which may stress the liver in high doses. Add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to oatmeal, warm water, herbal tea, or a smoothie. Take it with your first meal or with a meal that contains carbohydrates. This supports the blood sugar response at the time you need it most. Herb number 4 is ginger. Slice 1 inch of fresh ginger root. Add it to 2 cups of water. Simmer for 10 minutes. Let it cool slightly. Drink 1 cup before lunch or before dinner. Ginger is warming, so if you already feel overheated, start with a smaller amount. Herb number 5 is barberry or another berberine-rich herb. This one needs more caution. Berberine is powerful. It may interact with diabetes medicines, blood pressure medicines, blood thinners, antibiotics, and other drugs processed by the liver. Do not use berberine if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or taking medications without speaking to a qualified practitioner. A common supplemental range used in studies is around 500 milligrams 2 times daily with meals, but this should not be treated like casual tea. If using whole barberry tea, start mild. Use 1 teaspoon of dried barberry root or bark in 2 cups of water. Simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Drink half a cup with food, not on an empty stomach. Herb number 6 is fenugreek. Use whole fenugreek seeds. Soak 1 teaspoon of seeds in 1 cup of water overnight. In the morning, drink the water and chew the softened seeds if your stomach tolerates them. Fenugreek is especially useful when cravings and blood sugar swings drive belly fat. But it can lower blood sugar, so be careful if you take diabetes medication. Herb number 7 is cayenne pepper. Start very small. Add 1/16 of a teaspoon to warm lemon water, vegetable soup, or a savory meal. Do not take cayenne on an empty stomach if you have reflux, ulcers, burning digestion, or a sensitive gut. Cayenne is not about pain. It is about gentle heat. More is not better. Consistency is better. Here is a simple 4-week structure. In week 1, start with green tea and cinnamon. Drink 1 cup of green tea in the morning. Add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to your first meal. After dinner, walk for 10 minutes. This week is about waking up metabolism without shocking the boss and review. Measure your waist. Notice your energy. Notice your cravings. Notice your sleep. Notice your digestion. The scale can lie, but the waist often tells the truth about visceral fat. For best results, take these herbs with a simple food pattern. Remove sugary drinks. Remove late-night snacking. Remove fried processed foods. Build meals around vegetables, beans, lentils, greens, seeds, clean plant fats, and mineral-rich foods. Eat dinner earlier. Walk after meals, drink water. Sleep like your hormones depend on it, because they do. Now let's talk about smart combinations. Do not stack herbs randomly. Stack them by purpose. For blood sugar support, use cinnamon with breakfast and fenugreek water in the morning. This combination helps slow the sugar spike and may reduce cravings later. For inflammation support, use turmeric with lunch and ginger tea before dinner. This combination supports circulation, digestion, and inflammatory balance. For metabolic activation, use green tea in the morning and a tiny amount of cayenne with lunch. This supports thermogenesis without overstimulating the body at night. For liver and deeper metabolic support, berberine-rich herbs may help, but only with caution. Do not combine berberine with diabetes medication unless your healthcare professional is monitoring your blood sugar. Do not combine it casually with multiple supplements that also lower glucose. Natural does not mean weak. Natural means biologically active, and biologically active substances deserve respect. Here is the simplest daily layout. Morning, green tea, cinnamon with breakfast, and optional soaked fenugreek. Midday, turmeric with lunch. Afternoon, ginger tea before dinner. Evening, no caffeine, no heavy snacking, and a 10-minute walk after dinner. Use cayenne only with food, and use berberine-rich herbs only if appropriate for your health situation. This is not a punishment plan. This is a restoration plan. You are not trying to beat your body. You are teaching your body that it is safe to release what it has been storing. Avoid green tea late in the day if you are sensitive to caffeine, have anxiety, or struggle with insomnia. Be careful with turmeric if you take blood thinners, have gallbladder disease, or are preparing for surgery. Use Ceylon cinnamon instead of high-dose cassia cinnamon, especially if you have liver concerns. Use ginger carefully if you take blood thinners or have reflux. Avoid berberine during pregnancy or breastfeeding, and do not mix it with medications without professional guidance. Use fenugreek carefully if you take diabetes medication, blood thinners, or have allergy to chickpeas or peanuts. Avoid cayenne if you have ulcers, severe reflux, burning stomach, or inflammatory bowel flare-ups. Stop any herb if you feel rash, wheezing, severe stomach pain, dizziness, heart racing, or unusual symptoms. The goal is not to prove toughness. The goal is to listen. Your body speaks. Your job is to stop ignoring it. Here is the practitioner-level detail most people miss. Herbs work better when you match them to your body's pattern. If your belly fat comes with cravings, sleepiness after meals, and sugar crashes, start with cinnamon and fenugreek. If your belly fat comes with bloating, cold hands, slow digestion, and heaviness, start with ginger and cayenne. If your belly fat comes with joint pain, puffiness, and inflammatory discomfort, start with turmeric and green tea. If your belly fat comes with fatty liver, high triglycerides, and stubborn insulin resistance, ask a qualified practitioner whether berberine-rich herbs make sense for you. Do not chase every herb, choose the pattern, support the root, then stay consistent long enough for the body to respond. Visceral fat is hidden inflammatory fat wrapped around your organs. Green tea catechins have some of the strongest evidence for reducing deeper belly fat. Turmeric supports inflammation pathways that keep fat cells swollen and stubborn. Cinnamon and fenugreek help support blood sugar control and appetite stability. Ginger and cayenne support digestion, circulation, and metabolic heat. Berberine-rich herbs are powerful, but they require caution because they can interact with medications. Start slow. Match the herb to your body. Measure your waist, not just your weight. The body releases fat more easily when the terrain becomes clean. Remember this, you do not heal the belly by fighting the body. You heal the belly by restoring the conditions the body was waiting for. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 herbs have you already tried? And what did you notice in your belly, your cravings, your digestion, or your energy? Share your experience in the comments, because your story may help someone else connect the missing piece. In the next video, we are going deeper into the one morning drink that may support blood sugar, liver cleansing, and belly fat reduction before breakfast even begins. And this is exactly why HealthQuest exists. Food is medicine, the body is the healer, and knowledge belongs to the people, not only to the industries that profit from sickness. If you are done waiting for a broken system to fix what it helped create, subscribe and join this community. Here, we study the plants, we question the system, we respect the body, and we reclaim the wisdom that was always ours.